Okay, so I'm just creating these videos for you guys. Just hopefully they can make up for the fact that you don't have any classes at the moment. So this is based on a question from your textbooks, question 3, section 10D, and we're just going to work through each part and I'll show you how to solve it. Ideally, have a crack at it first by yourself, and then if you still can't get it, then come to these videos and we'll show you how to do it. This can be done manually or it can be done using a calculator. In a separate video I'll show you how to do the calculator version. It's much quicker and it's probably the way you're going to do it in a test or in the future. Okay, so let's get started. Our first question asks us to calculate the mean, median and modal class from the frequency table and answer correct to 1 decimal place. So in this first video we're just going to concentrate on calculating the mean from this grouped data. So the mean from grouped data can be estimated by treating the midpoint or class center, which is this thing, as a representative of that class. And see if we fix that. And then we just need to multiply the class center by the frequency and follow the formula for calculating the mean. So the mean is going to be equal to the sum of x times our frequency over the sum of our frequencies. And in this formula, x is our class center, as spoken about before. The sum of our frequencies is sometimes called n. N is the sum of all frequencies. So if you see this formula but with an n down the bottom, that's what it means. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is find the class center. And the class center can be found by taking each endpoint, so the beginning point of the interval and the end point of the interval, adding them together and dividing them by 2. So it's really just the average. So in our first one we have, we're going to have 14 divided by 2, which is going to be 7. Then we add these both together, we get 24, and we divide that by 2, we get 12. 15 plus 19, we add them both together, we get 34. We divide that by 2, we get 17. This is 44 divided by 2 is 22. This is 54 divided by 2, which is 27. This is 64 divided by 2, which is 32. And this is 74 divided by 2, which is 37. Our next part is going to be multiplying the class center by our frequency. So this is going to be 7 times 1. 12 times 0 is just going to be 0. 17 times 2 is going to be 34. 22 times 3 is going to be 66. 27 times 7 is 189. 18 by 32 is 576, and 37 by 16 is 592. And when you're finished with this step, what you want to do is get the totals for the frequency and for our f times x. So the total for our frequency is 47, and the total for our f times x is going to be 1464. And that's just the sum of all these values. Right, so now that we've done those two steps, we found our class center. For each of them, we've calculated f times x. We just now need to put these two values into the formula. So our mean is going to be equal to the sum of all the x times our frequency values, which is 1464, divided by the sum of our frequencies, which we worked out was 47, which is going to be equal to 31.11 decimal place. So in the question it asks you to answer this correctly to 1 decimal place. So that's why you've done this here. It's in the 1 decimal place in the answer. Actually, this should probably be approximately equal to. Because this isn't actually the full answer. Okay, so we've calculated the mean from this set of group data. Next video we're going to be looking at the median, and then we'll look at the mode.